Good morning. It is 9:27 a.m. on Wednesday, December 28th, 2016. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. I am back in Boston. Technically, I didn't just get up. I've been up sort of. There's always one more thing to do. I have to go get my dog. It really was a dilemma deciding whether or not to record this video before going to get my dog, but I'm doing it just because. But as I boot up my computer for the first time in 2 weeks, it's like, oh, now it wants to do a million updates before it'll let me do my video, and it's just one more thing after another. And then I like, well, maybe I should put in a load of laundry before I go, and it's just like all of a sudden I'm stressing myself out with these little things where it's like, well, doesn't it make sense to do that before? Yeah, I guess it does, but I'm delaying being reunited with my little dog. And I don't know if this is coming through on the microphone, but my washing machine just spun up and it seems loud to me. But I do have a dynamic microphone. I don't know how much it'll be coming across. Who cares, right? You guys don't. I mean, I know that those of you who do watch these videos are primarily concerned with audio fidelity, but anyway. The flight last night was not so bad. United is pretty cramped in coach, and so there was a little bit of me trying to do some editing on the plane and having to take my wireless keyboard and like hold it, like if you imagine how you would normally have it and then flipping it up so that it's sitting with the top, like the back of the keyboard down. No, okay. So normally my hands would be like this. And because I had to hold it up with my thumbs, anytime I needed a space, I'd have to use my index finger. It was more or less functional, maybe mostly less, but it did work. Boy, though, it was not my favorite thing. I did have, after talking with my mom yesterday, a little bit of an insight that helped me with something that was sticking on one of the scenes I was writing or editing. I was definitely feeling like a version of a scene that I had written during a rough draft when I didn't know yet who this character. So I introduced a character, and when I originally wrote it, I didn't know who that character was going to turn out to be. I kind of had a vague idea in my head, but then, you know, that character developed more to the point where now looking at the scene as a rewrite, I'm feeling like, I don't know if the character as I conceive her later, would she do what she's doing in that scene? And my mom had some good suggestions, and she basically said that, so basically, okay, I'm going to avoid getting into details, not because out of like spoilers or anything, but just because it would take too long. The short version is that she offered some good suggestions on how I could make the scene feel better to me. So I think it's a significant improvement in the scene that I tweaked last night. So, agenda for the day. I'm going to go get my dog after I post this video. I'm going to come home, and my place is messy. So I think I'm going to set for myself not just an ordinary tidying up, but I want to try to finally get done with some stuff. Like, I've got a bunch of cardboard boxes that mostly just need to be recycled, and because they're like, you know, Amazon boxes or something that are too small for really being useful for anything else. Things like that, you know, and getting stuff like that squared away. So I think I'm going to try to set myself that for at least today through Friday, I'm going to spend an hour trying to do some kind of, you know, deep cleaning. And then I'm also going to assign myself at least a little bit, you know, like at least an hour, maybe more, of hardcore editing time. But I also, you know, I bought a bunch of games in this Steam holiday sale. Maybe I ought to play some of them, right? So, Yep, stuff to do. But first, gotta go get my little dog. So, if you'll excuse me, I'll talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes.